doesn't. So we actually do have a new draft link now. The players, I hope, are actually ready. Let's go see if Cho'Gall is also banned this time. We'll see you in there.
So, okay, we have the map is correct. Tomb of the Spider Queen was actually correct. It was really the map that was not part of the troll. And we have a Sonya banned out first. So that makes a bit of sense here. So we have that Sonya ban immediately. Now Fnatic can of course react again with a Tyrande or a Khaldor ban. Both of them very incredible, like both heroes are incredibly powerful here. They ban the Khaldor, which is already interesting. Tyrande can be so annoying on this map. Thanks to the owl build in general, you go for PS, you just always like stun that out. Or at least you cancel the channel and you have that sniper. But G2 eSports, do you think that they're actually not even going for it?
I am not entirely sure. For now, though, we do have a lot open. I think the Tyrande is definitely something they will go for, but like you said, they leave so much open to start off with. But I think it's just too good. We've been about why she's banned out. There she is, getting picked up. We've been on about why she is banned out so often. Just due to she's so versatile, it's kind of not worth giving it up, really. And Fnatic starting off with the Tassadar here.
Yeah, Tassadar is... The interesting part about Tassadar is that he is picked at a time and Sonya is already banned out. So he's still very strong because he has the Oracle ability and can also counter a potential Zagara quite nicely. But it's always about having the vision on the map and making sure that you are in a position where you can interrupt turn-ins of the gems. So that's incredibly important here.
They're also, they do pick Tassadar though in place of the Uther. I think they're just gambling on the fact that G2 have Tyrande, which they will run as a solo support, and are unlikely to pick up Uther. But there is another ban phase between this, so ETC going to be relying on this. But once again, there's Jaina as well, and Tyrael also open up. So either way, you can only ban out Uther or Tyrael, so an invulnerable is still going over to Fnatic.
But with this, I would go for Jaina. Muradin, Tyrande.
Yeah, they have the sniper comp.
Yeah, that's the old school sniper comp that is still incredibly dangerous. So yes, Jaina has fallen off a bit after the recent changes with the scaling, but she is still played. We saw her a few times today, and that is a comp that just screams Jaina, and there she is. I would have been shocked to not see a Jaina picked here because she is just like the best damage that you can get in this case.
The comp is really, really good, so it's worth picking her up quite quickly to just get that kind of aggression. And any picks, to be fair, it's going to be quite hard to pick anyone in Fnatic's roster, but Fnatic, they have to get damage dealers sooner or later.
And now G2 eSports in a very tricky spot. Do you ban Uther or do you ban Tyrael? And they ban Uther, so they let the Tyrael come through. We have a ban for Sylvanas on the side of Fnatic, which makes a lot of sense. We've been talking a lot about Sylvanas today. And on this map, once again, you have a summon minion push. Try to get the pressure onto the lanes, and we know that G2 eSports, they favor Sylvanas a lot, so she's banned out. Uther is banned now, so we will see Fnatic most likely with the Tyrael as part of their composition, and then we're talking damage dealers. Falstad is an option, Reyna is an option. Season Marksman hero in particular are very strong here, but with the Tassadar, they could also decide to go into a melee assassin.
Yeah, they could get a melee assassin with Season Marksman, for example, getting in that thrall. For that incredibly high aggression, they could make that work quite nicely. They go as Zagara. We were already talking about the incredible power of specialists. We were talking more about Sylvanas, but Zagara is still very strong due to being able to survive in the bot lane due to huge amounts of vision and map awareness.
Yeah, and now, for me personally, I'm really curious to see if they go for the Tyrael, because if they do, I feel they have to do it soon. I guess they can take their healer last, but yeah, this is really a tough decision for them to make. That Zagara is going to be great at the bot lane, as would be the Tassadar. Both of them will give you a lot of vision on the map. They have to... How are they going to play this? G2 eSports has an amazing start into that draft. And Fnatic, they need to make sure that they have a well-rounded comp to counteract that. And it is definitely not going to be easy for them. That comp can already pressure hard. We know that. We've seen Tassadar, Zagara, and all these heroes in action. But Fnatic, if they want to play against the sniper style that we see for G2 eSports, if they don't pick a Tyrael, then only Karazhan with the Divine Palm can really help them here to keep those heroes alive after level 10.
Very true. There is the Valor coming in for Fnatic, so they're getting their damage dealers in right now, so...
Yeah, that also means no Tyrael.
It does, in fact, mean no Tyrael. They're giving away all of the invulnerables, so basically ETC, they're purely relying on that mosh pit on its own. They feel comfortable, because right now, 2 long-range stun potentially for G2, so ETC is going to have to be careful, but either way, they're still taking away that stun from the follow-up sniper comp that they could be try and get.
At least I believe that Fnatic is not going to go for a Tassadar solo against the Stutter. I wouldn't dare to do that, so it's very likely that they're going to add at least another healer here. G2 Esports, they have their last 2 picks, and we've been talking about the season marksman heroes, and it's still true. You can also, of course, go into another heavy frontliner here. I mean, they have only a Tyrande as the heal, so oftentimes I mean, right now I could still definitely see them head into something along the lines of Reyna. Valla has already been taken, so Reyna with Season Marksman or a False Stat would definitely fit the bill in terms of single target damage that they can use to combo off with Jaina and that Mirrodin plus Tyrande. And then another frontliner maybe even could go for a very heavy frontline regarding this setup.
Yeah, a very heavy frontline would be very interesting to see here. Running out of bonus pool for G2 at the moment. And we need to make a decision. There is the Arthur, so yeah, going for a very heavy frontline in this case.
I would probably prefer Reyna over Falstad just because he has the option to go into Relentless Leader, and you also have the penetrating round, which helps you with the mosh pits as well. So that would probably be my choice here for the last pick. But still...
sorry to interrupt you there, but does Relentless Leader interrupt mosh pit if you cast it right next to you? Because it's every time you are stunned...
Well, you don't walk in and drop a mosh pit, right? You go into...
Yeah.
You slide.
You slide in, but it's a...
You get stunned out. There's a false stat.
That is true. The false stat is picked up. They're leaving the Reyna available. But Fnatic, unlike to pick it, they do in fact go Tassadar solo though, and just get in the second warrior.
Yeah, second warrior with a Johanna, a Tassadar solo against a sniper comp. Now that's an interesting touch. We have a lot of lockdown here. Fnatic is relying heavily on the push that they have. A lot of AoE that they can use. Johanna with the Knight takes pawn, Valla with a potential multi-shot build, Zagara as a specialist with pushing power, and Tassadar. I believe if they don't snowball towards the level 10 and get that double, what you often try to do on this map, and what we also oftentimes saw as Zagara plus the Sylvanas is, you try to snowball by taking 2 objectives after another because you had the early level 10. Yeah. So if they don't hit that, I think they have a very tough time here keeping these heroes alive. With a Tassadar alone against a sniper comp.
Like, Khaldor's Embrace is strong, but I'm not sure about that strong. Like you said, there's a lot of damage for G2 here, and I'm not sure that Khaldor's Embrace is really going to be able to protect them that much. So I mean, I see your point.
You can control a lot with an ETC mosh pit, with also the Maw, so if you get the perfect engage into the battle, you have a chance there. But the aggression is most likely going to come from G2 Esports, and they have so much single target damage right now that they can use. I'm a little bit afraid for Fnatic, I have to say. With that draft, I think they really have to win the early game. They have to win the phase until level 10 and snowball it there. And if that doesn't happen and they reach level 10 roughly at the same time, or with the same level, then I feel they are going to have a really big problem. And even reaching or winning that early game is not going to be easy, considering that we will have a constant roam of the G2 Esports heroes trying to get that Mirrodin and Tyrande sniper comp too. So, yeah.
Very true. It's going to be a difficult game for Fnatic. We're really going to have to keep an eye on that Tassadar, see how well he does with protecting his team in general. Because, well, there's a lot more pressure on him than pretty much any other support, I would say, that we've seen in this tournament so far.
And it's really going to be tricky. Especially at the early game, if you think about it, they don't really have big heals against what's going on in there. So, yeah, this is going to be a very tricky game for Fnatic. I like the composition that G2 Esports plays a lot more, I have to admit.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. I don't think Tassadar is a hugely good choice here. The damage from Falstad alone is going to be enough to break through it. Jaina, it protects against, like, the first wave. You can step out of the blizzard, then that's good. But the Falstad's a huge deal. I think a lot of this is all down to the potential for Force Wall.
Yeah, the Fnatic has a very aggressive starter. They have the damage. They have definitely the damage.
They have the damage.
So that's why I say if they start to snowball, then they can take it. On a map like this, definitely. But if we are going to see that sniper comp really get into play, then it's going to be tricky. The game has started, so we're going to find out. It's the last map of the best-of-5 series, and here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, we see to the left side of the map, once again, Fnatic with Breeze on Johanna. We have Mene on Valla, Quapnix on ETC this time. Shad is playing Zagara, and we have a Smexy style on Tassadar. To the right side of the map, it is the Tyrande composition with Leo from Korea playing, of course, here for G2 Esports. Bashik on Falstad. Shihu is on Arthas this time. We have Nika on Jaina. And Juve is playing Mirrodin.
We did just miss the message that was sent from Smexy there. It was just simply #stay positive. Very apt for his team at the moment, who were one game away from winning the series, but are now one game away from also losing the series. Having a look at the level 1 talents, we see Prog Rock. This is a very globe-heavy map, because you can roam between the lanes quite easily. And as such, Regen Master and 200 pursuits from other heroes, and a double season marksman, one of them on the Tyrande.
Yeah, single target damage incoming, and that is a lot of it with a very heavy front line too. Arthur's alone with the Army of the Dead is going to have quite some sustain, so that's going to be nice for them. They're going to rotate between the lanes here. Nice pushing at the bot lane with Zagara, of course. That's something that they can use. A tricky game. Definitely a match that is not going to be that easy for Fnatic. It is a lineup that can win, no doubt about it. I mean, there we go already. Single target damage against ETC, but Johanna is helping out with a Condemn. Muradin on the other hand, ETC eating a lot of damage in this game actually. Muradin on the side of G2 eSports. Very aggressive setup, and they have some momentum considering that they won the last 2 matches, so they must feel really good and very confident going into this game.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling pretty good here. And once again, ETC the focus here, blind dropped, but Quacknix once again able to get out and dropped way below half health, and it's just going to get worse thanks to these season mark stacks, especially if ETC actually does die to this, because deaths do count towards season mark stacks. They count as 3 minion kills, so you can get, the worse this gets, the more kills G2 gets, hard it is going to be for Fnatic.
Yeah, and you can really tell that at least so far in the early game, what we predicted during the draft has come true. We see them rotate between the lanes. They go mid-top the entire time, try to get their kills in here. And Fnatic is playing a very slow approach. They want to, of course, wait for another talent or 2 until they can get an opportunity to maybe snowball this with the objectives. They have a lot of pushing power in the lane, and a nice attempt against Falstad. That's exactly how Fnatic needs to start this game. They need to attempt to just snowball this a bit towards the level 10. Make sure that they are not dying to the opponent's burst damage, not dying to those rotations, and instead just focus on the objectives, on the pushing power that they definitely have for this setup.
Yeah, we actually saw Breeze there attempt to deny those gems going over to Juve, but Juve able to just tank everything and walk forwards there. However, Fnatic with that kill, able to pick up level 4 a bit earlier than we see G2, and we do see those Laws of Hope coming in for Johanna here. The continuation of the multi-shot build for the Valor, the Envenomed Spines for Zagara, and one of his team's only healing graces here, the Leeching Plasma for the Tassadar.
Yeah, Leeching Plasma has already been taken. The Steering Arrows, of course, very powerful. Frozen Wastes as the level 4 talent, and that usually means that we're going to see the extra damage taken for him later on as well for the Frozen Tempest. Snowstorm and Thunderburn rounding things out for the rest of the heroes here. But yeah, that Frozen Waste actually allows Tassadar with the mana reduction, and later, Arthur's with the mana reduction later on to also go for the damage talent, which is incredibly powerful if you combine the two. And already a bit of pressure here in the middle of the map. Again, with a potential stun comp, but this time the Tyrande stun misses, and they couldn't make this work.
Breeze taking a little bit of damage, but able to tank all that through. And G2 pulling back here, and Fnatic doing a very good job of not being picked up here. They're doing very well with just staying out of trouble. They're making sure they don't get picked up. Nice dodge of the Stormbolt there, and Juve having to back up because he was below half health.
Both of the teams just poke and dash out immediately. This is really intense. This setup can, for both teams, snowball very fast. You start to get your kills in, and then you are really in a great spot. Stun into stun, maybe now ETC, they go for him, and they drop him. ETC dead, the first kill for G2 eSports. They move back, have a slight lead here now, can maybe secure also these gems. Yes, Shihu zones the position, so ETC loses his gems here, and we see G2 eSports attempting to turn in their own.
Yeah, that was like 12 gems just completely dropped and left away here. So very nice play by G2. That is some good control for them. And as such, they're turning in most of their gems. They have enough for a full turn-in if they can get the rest of them to a turning point.
Yeah, of course, we had at the top lane also Breeze moving in with this Johanna with the shield clear and trying to interrupt that as much as he can. Once again, rotations happening on the map. Shihu is the one who is trying to get rid of the 20, and he's just barely interrupted in the last second. That was close. Fnatic was very short. They would have faced the Web Weavers if not for that last second attempt here.
Yeah, 20 gems on this Arthas at the moment. However, Falstad is getting very close up to that amount as well, so he could possibly try and make a turn in here. We have hit our level 7 talents. We are seeing, of course, the Kala's Embrace. Very, very necessary here for Tassadar.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's Lunar Blaze for Tyrande for those stun radius. And for the stun range, we also see Frostbitten now. And again, the attempt to drop a target. But unfortunately for Tyrande, the miss on the stun, and they're starting to move in again, with both of the teams really fighting over the turning point as much as possible. 45 against 19 gems. Both of the teams can complete the turn, and then Mena has a very nice shot at doing exactly that, but gets hit by the Owl. Immediately tries to do it again. Here's Muradin, he's low, jumps on Mena, might sacrifice his life for this, and he does. Muradin down, interrupting the turn-in attempt, and Quacknix is able to stay alive thanks to the nice shields. We have also now Jaina down, and that is maybe that snowball that we've been talking about earlier, because now Fnatic is going to secure that web weaver wave for themselves, and G2 Esports might just have made a horrible mistake here.
Yeah, those Tassadar shields, we were talking about how they might not be enough. They were easily enough in that one. It is the early game, so they were able to tank up the damage and turn that fight very nicely. Quacknix getting out thanks to that Tassadar. And now they're going to push down this mid lane and get a bit of aggression, maybe take down a tower or two. ETC needs to be careful though.
Yeah, G2 Esports, they went too deep to interrupt the channel. Juve thought he was forced to jump in to interrupt Tyrande. They did not want to go up against that web weaver, but now they still have to face them, and also they lost 2 heroes and therefore a ton of experience. This is what Fnatic was hoping for, that early snowball in the game, allowed to all that pushing power that they have. They have great heroes here for zoning during big fights as well, and Tassadar is at this point really strong thanks to the Carlos Embrace. There's at least a defense at the bot lane, but G2 Esports, at this point, they are in trouble, and in a lot of trouble at that. There's the level 10, and we've been talking about during the draft, this is a potential double web weaver wave that we see now for Fnatic, thanks to that dominance on the map.
Then they're looking good. There is the mosh pit onto Tyrande here, and she is trying to get focused down. The force wall prevents her from escaping. She's trying to find another way around, getting chased up by Tassadar here, who does not do enough damage to kill her off, and Tyrande just walks away.
Yeah, the Tassadar that would. We have now Arthur's taken down in the meantime, though. And again, there is a fort falling up at the top lane already. And look at that gem count. 45. They're going to get more than that after just defeating another wave or 2. And if they turn those in again, they will have 2 web weaver waves back to back that are allowing them to take massive leads in the game. And currently G2 Esports can't deny a turn-in. If they're trying to go for a turn-in at this point, they're going to get slaughtered in the middle, because there's this heroic ability ready for Fnatic.
Yeah, even Zagara coming up to help her team with the push in the mid lane. They're going to focus on that for a bit, as they have the potential to do so. But the second they're done with this, they can pull back and go for a turn in. Tassadar getting the vision, seeing how many members of G2 are actually around this area. And there we go. Fnatic realize, yeah, we can't push any further. Let's just turn in again.
They have 54.
Yeah, they're 1 off.
Yeah, 1 off, but level 10s any second now for G2. Now they have it. 10s versus 10s. Can they deny it? We have Avatar, Shadowstalk, Mighty Gust as well, of course. Only 17 turned in so far for Fnatic. G2 Esports has also the gem count that they need to get their own web weaver wave. If they make that happen, that would be amazing for them. But here's that fight, of course, once again. And the chance for G2 Esports to make up for that earlier mistake. Muradin has to move away. Condemn not hitting him. Gets a few shots then. But that's about it for now. And once again, Fnatic, of course, immediately rotating to the turn spot and trying to get rid of that gems.
Yeah, and they're looking good this time. Quacknix, though, not looking so good. Getting focused out. The strafe doing a lot of damage. There is that very nice Shadowstalk there by the Tyrande. And they're able to take down the ETC quite effectively here. And again, Fnatic denied from turning in their gems, and this time it's going to be G2 who will get the turn in and get that web weaver.
This might be the saving grace for G2, because let's face it, that mistake earlier snowballed so hard against them. If Fnatic would have completed the turn in, G2 would have been screwed. Now they have actually a chance to move back in, take a few structures down and equalize the talent lead. But guys, you can't believe how close that was. If Fnatic turns that in again, they will have a super early level 13, and G2 would have been nearly, I mean, they would have probably lost the keep very soon afterwards.
Breeze.
Now though, it is the opportunity, and they take it. They go for Breeze, they take him down. The web weavers are going to push in. They lose Arthur's, but it's still a 4 versus 4 with a very nice gem count for them, and web weavers pushing all the lanes.
Mena pushing forward right now to get in range of that web weaver with the rest of his team, whereas G2, they're looking for an opportunity to try and snipe someone. It's ETC again. Here comes the strafe from Mena, though, just trying to push him back. Does not get much damage off at all, but at least zones everyone out.
Still a level behind. G2 Esports still 1 level behind after that earlier problem that they had here. Well, with Blessed Shield, with all the talents that we have right now, the Army of the Dead can, of course, keep Arthurs alive a bit longer. 74 gems are still available to G2, which means that they can turn in again, but level 13 is now available to Fnatic, and that should give them the superior position in the middle of the map at those turn-in spots, with even a spell shield now chosen on Johanna to keep her safer a bit more during these fights. Pretty standard talents here after Proc Rock and the level 7 talent with Just Keep Rocking for ETC, but now also seeing the groupies on 13.
We also see the Prescience coming in from the Khaldor here, so giving himself a bit of sustain as well in case he is the one who gets caught off in one of these situations.
Yeah, we have 13 now, and of course Fnatic is going to attempt to turn in the last few gems, which would allow them another Web Weaver wave. That would be very strong for them here. They are already in the talent lead, so that would be very powerful, and they could actually turn that in. I don't really know why they don't even try.
Yeah, Fnatic could turn
they
in.
did already,
They're just trying to... they were just waiting for the Web Weavers to spawn. So Fnatic, with the Web Weavers coming down, they're going to put a lot of aggression onto this mid lane, which they did start on quite a bit earlier. G2, we will see them begin to rally, but they will still stay spread out because they need their level 13s, need to not fall too far behind Fnatic in XP. We see Muradin staying in the top lane and Falstad in the bot lane, but that does give up this fort, which, to be fair, with the Web Weavers would have likely gone down anyway.
Yeah, but now that Web Weaver is, of course, going to go straight for that wall at the keep, and we have a rotation potentially to the bottom. Falstad is flying back to base here, first of all. Level 14 versus level 13, so the talents are ready, and as already expected, Biting Cold taken on Arthurs for the extra damage here, Overflowing Light for the heals. It's a tricky spot that G2 eSports is still in there, even with the same talent level.
Yeah, they need to be very careful with this. They're just on the defensive at the moment. We can see this Web Weaver in the bot lane, pretty much full health, finally getting focused down here by Jaina, and they will be able to take them down without too much trouble. Muradin, though, and Arthur's actually a bit out of position. Need to be very careful in this mid lane as Fnatic moving up to try and engage them. And they already take down Arthur's. They want Muradin as well, but everyone else from G2 is on their way in. That will force Fnatic to back away.
But they get the kills. They use the objective on the map. They use the map position and the control that they have to force heroes down. They are once again, they are 2 levels ahead at this point. Fnatic is so far ahead, and it all started with a snowball as Muradin jumped in to interrupt the channel on Tyrande and overextended. They lost 2 heroes there. They then lost the first Web Weaver wave, and from that point on, they were 1.5 levels behind. Since then, we saw quite a few kills coming into play for Fnatic now. 6 kills against 3, and all of those structures taken down. 3 forts have been eliminated, and so we didn't really see a single fort destroyed on the side of Fnatic. And just look at that gem count again. We have another opportunity to get another Web Weaver wave. The snowball is definitely real here.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong and snowballing a little bit out of control. G2 still only technically a level behind, is about to be 2 levels very quickly, and a talent behind. Fnatic looking to make that a reality as quick as possible. They do have to defend Web Weavers, but that will not take them too long.
Yeah, it's going to be level 16 versus level 13 talents in a few. Over here again, and hero isolated. They go for it. Juve might actually survive this. Yes, he jumps away. That was a very good escape. If he dies here, that would be a worst case scenario. Web Weaver wave, first of all here for the red team though. Fnatic defense against it. They did not get their completed turn in, but we have at least one for G2 eSports. Let's see how much they can do with it. Probably not too much considering that there's still a talent there.
Yeah, they're looking really strong at the moment. We are going to see Fnatic just clearing up everything they can right now. The level 16 talents available for them. Echo Pedal helping them clear this up even quicker thanks to the ETC there. Dimensional Warp once again. Tastar keeping himself alive as much as possible. And the Holy Renewal. He has that spell shield, so he didn't get either of his Iron Skin talents. So the Holy Renewal just going for a bit of health regen as well for Breeze there.
Yeah, Muradin going deep, and here's that snipe and the potential kill. Now we have it. That's of course what they were trying to do the entire time. That was a 15 versus 16 engagement that we saw there as well. So that was a very job well done. Owl to the bot lane is also making sure that Tassa does not get the turn in, but he's trying again. And this time he might have the time and the opportunity. There it is. They will get another one, and Falstad was so fine. He's nearly dropped, but escapes, and maybe an attempt. Can they make something work? Tassa again not able to get the turn-in completed.
Yeah, interrupted in the very last second. There was nothing left of the bar by Shirhu there. Shirhu now getting focused. There is the Mighty Gust holding Breeze basically hostage here. He gets stunned up. He's getting focused. Nice mosh pit though, preventing anyone following this up. And Breeze may actually get out of this. He will escape, but now Quacknix is in danger. So is Tastar. Tastar going to be able to dimensional shift. He's going to come back for Quacknix a bit. Going to try and shield him up. There is the shield, but he's so low. Quacknix goes down, and Tastar having to dimensional shift out, but he's getting focused. Focus gets rooted, and down he goes.
There are the kills that we expected from the start for G2 eSports. That setup that they have is catering towards single target kills, two-shot aura, taking the hammer time, stone skin. Of course, we see the stone form as well. And for Jaina, we have the numbing blast. 16 versus 16 talents. Fnatic, they've dominated that early game. They really capitalized on that snowball potential that they had here. They did not secure that last turn-in, though. And they could have done that already a long time ago, but it was G2 eSports that got the turn-in first. They had the Web Weaver wave, delayed everything for Fnatic. They were able to close the gap in experience. And then after the Web Weavers were defeated, they managed to delay Fnatic even more. And now they have a second Web Weaver wave coming in for themselves with the even talent on the opponent. Very cool play here for Genius and a great comeback effort by him.
Yeah, they're looking really strong right now, and this could be their chance to maybe take this series, move on to the final if they can at least get their level up a little bit more. Like you said, they are still even talents, but they're still a level behind, but they're looking to change that with this fort up in the top lane, and Fnatic aren't defending this. They're dealing with mid lane, and bot lane has been left completely unattended. Down goes one fort, and that already has brought G2 very close to being on even level here.
Yeah, the bot lane is still being pressured. That's where Johanna is currently headed to make sure that she takes that Web Weaver down, and she will most likely take that. But there is a rotation happening, and Breeze needs to move back. He realizes that this is just a bit too much for him to handle. And with that pressure play and all that momentum that they've been building up, they could go for that fort now too, and they will. Arthurs moves in at the front too. All the heroics are up. Mosh pit in 5 seconds available again. It looks like Fnatic is able or willing to fight here. But Johanna stunned once, twice, 3 times, moves away with the Iron Skin. In the last second, Juve jumps out. Yes, the stone for ready. The mosh pit, the kill against Falstad, and they're still dancing. But the heroes are still alive, and ETC is dead. It's the kill against Jaina, though, that follows. What a battle here. But Arthurs is next victim, and this is exactly what Fnatic needed to turn things around again.
The more into mosh pit was exactly what they needed. Like you said, they're pushing in, they get Leo as well, and now they're actually just going to push into the bot lane right now, going to try and get a keep out of this. And they're probably going to be able to get it. 18 seconds till Falstad live. Only Muradin left remaining. With Tastar shields, they will actually probably be able to sustain this.
G2, they built up so much momentum, but Fnatic, they stopped them cold and did a great job there. That more into mosh pit, especially with all that damage that they could dish out, was just absolutely beautiful. And they got a triple kill out of that. A quad kill then after they also chased down Duranda. And now they got a keep for all that trouble. Very, very well played here. Muradin.
Hi, Juve.
Mistakes were made, you could say.
Okay.
Tacitized in trying to zone, but yeah.
Okay, that was certainly an interesting exchange there from both teams. However, that is going to allow Fnatic to back up and regain control. They're still, and have been for a while now, 5 teams away from turning in. And they're going to be able to do that. And there it is.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
finally. The new Web Weaver wave comes into play. And that, of course, is going to be a disaster for the bot lane since the keep is already gone. And at the same time, we have now the rest of the lanes or the keeps being pressured right away here. That is really a back and forth game that we're seeing now. Fnatic, first of all, getting that massive momentum in the early game. Then G2 turns it around, is able to drop a few heroes, gets back in, and then Fnatic wins one team fight and turns the game on its head again and has now level 20 versus level 18. Yeah,
that is a huge advantage for Fnatic. We see the indestructible on this Johanna, bolt of the storms on the ETC and the Zagara here. The enhanced force wall, the force barrier coming in from Tassadar, and the vengeance upgraded strafe from the Valor here, not even going for Bolt to help her self-sustain here, just committing for the extra damage.
Yeah, and damage they will need. They go in for the keep and they want it. Oh, they also isolate Arthurs again. They go straight for him. Army of the Dead already used. But he keeps himself alive here for a bit longer, and they try to take down the Web Weaver. Keep in mind that there's another one in the mid lane and one at the bottom of the map. Shihu again isolated by the force wall. This time, he's going to be bounced around like a ping pong ball, and he actually dies to this as well. The keep is down, Arthurs is too, the Prince is dead, and the Web Weavers are pushing.
Long live the Prince, and at the moment, long live Fnatic, able to sustain all through these. They're going to push into the mid lane. The Web Weaver already down. We immediately see Juve dwarf tossing out of there, does not want to get caught from this.
Yeah, I don't really blame him, but this keep, on the other hand, that could now fall as well because it's the last one and still a 5 versus 4 situation with level 20 talents.
They find him, they find Juve there. The Ice Block trying to keep him alive. That was Nika, sorry. He gets picked off. Really nice bolt into power side from Quacknix there to follow up on the force wall.
They could core.
They could. All of the keeps are down.
Actually, they should go boss.
Yeah. they should do whatever they want at this point. They have full control. They can just let catapults keep G2 distracted. We're going to see them go for that boss.
Go for the boss. Of course, it's visible to the opponent, so they need to make sure that they are not getting Mighty Gusted here. But actually, in here, it's really tricky to actually make a Mighty Gust work because there's the walls that stop you, so you can move onto the point again.
Well, that's not going to stop G2 from trying. They're beginning to move in. Fnatic, though, they rather take the fight because they still have level 20. Whereas G2, though, there is the more on to Falstad here. They're going to try and pick him up, and down he goes. Very well played by Fnatic here, and they are looking so good here at the end.
And Falstad dying means that there's nobody that can really chase that boss away, like steal that boss. So they're just simply going straight for it. They take the boss, and this should conclude the game.
Yeah, they're going to be able to push with this force wall just to prevent anyone coming in anyway. Such good play by Fnatic here. They're moving in. They have found Schnichel. Going to try and focus him down. He's getting locked down. He pops his army of the dead to try and keep himself alive. The force wall prevents him from escaping, though. He goes down. Nicker is back alive again, and the Rosh pit at the end.
All right, shout out to Smexy Style. His force walls have been amazing.
Every single one has been on point.
Yeah, his force walls have been absolutely incredible. He has been able to take so many of these guys down. Nice series here. G2 eSports, absolutely well managed. Good luck in the final. Good series, boys. Very well done. It's a 3-2 for Fnatic. They were leading with a 2-0 actually. And then it went down to the final map. But we have Fnatic successful. They move on to lead team.